Hi, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com. Today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Exos low voltage mini pendant. This is the 161180. Lots of details on it. Great fixture too. A lot of Exos fixtures in this line, so check them all out. Let's get into the height of the fixture body itself, and that's going to be really the distance from the bottom of the glass to the top, where it's, well, you've got metal and you've got glass going on. It's going to be independent of the cable coming down. That's going to be 10.3 inches high by 3.46 inches in diameter. The overall height, now we're talking about the distance from the bottom of the fixture, bottom of glass or bottom of metal, total bottom, to ceiling itself. That's going to encompass the cable. It's also going to encompass the canopy, which I'll get into in just a second. So you have a range on this, 15 inches at its shortest up to 80 inches at its longest. If you need this to be longer than 80 inches, drop me a quick email. Let me know what you're thinking. Tell me you need 120 or 150 or whatever overall height. I'm going to take your email, send it through Hubbardton Forge's customs department, where they'll come back with an answer so we can take care of you. Adds a little time and money, but we do customs every day, so don't be afraid to ask. It's always free to ask, don't forget. Let's get into a couple more things on this. You've got two different glass options on this. Opal is our white glass. It's opaque, so you're not going to be able to see through it, and I'll talk more about opal glass later in the video. And the other one is called clear. There you go. It's a clear glass, totally clear, no ripples, no air bubbles. Inside of that is going to be this frosted diffuser, and this is going to be going over your socket, so you're not going to be able to see any of the socket or bulb, even though you have clear glass on this. It's a pretty combo. What we're talking about as far as what's going on inside of this, well, actually, before we go there, let me talk about the cable and the canopy. So this is a cable hung fixture. This is your canopy that's going up on the ceiling. It's 5.5 inches in diameter. Inside of this is a transformer that's going to transform your line voltage down to low voltage, so it's totally safe to be in a cable like this. And up on top of that, you can see there's a little bracket that's going to go on your junction box. This is a 4-inch junction box. This guy is 5.5, so it completely covers it up easily. To see more information about this, let's look at the installations instructions. So if you're on the page for this on Handmade in Vermont, look over on that side of the screen. Midway down, you're going to see a link. It's going to say click here for installations instructions PDF. Open that up for me. It's going to show you how everything goes together, which is super easy. It's also going to show you detailed drawings of this canopy, and a lot of people want to see that just because they want to. The other thing about the canopy is during your installation, you're going to put your glass on at the very end once you put the whole thing up. But you're going to be feeding the cable into this canopy. You're not going to be cutting any cable wires later on. It just feeds in. And what happens is, the reason this is so thick, it coils up inside of this. Right here is called a strain relief on this little nipple. So I'm pushing this in with my fingernail. That's allowing it to stop gripping. It's also called a gripper, and that allows you to just feed the wire back in, and then you can't pull it back out. If you need to back some of the wire out because you want to make it a little lower, just push that in with your fingernail and it releases it, and you'll be able to pull some of that wire out. You cannot make this go up and down all the time because that can damage this, so just remember, it's during your installation you're going to be doing all that. Now let's talk about what's going on inside of this with your bulb. Everyone wants to know, can I use LEDs in this? And the answer is yes. It's going to be using what's called a GY 6.35 low voltage socket. That's in the picture next to me. The bulb it takes is going to be a T4. And if you want to go halogen, you can do that. You can go up to a 50-watt halogen bulb. Halogens give out a beautiful 2700 Kelvin light. They also dim beautifully, so don't be afraid to use a halogen in this. 50-watt max if you're going to go in that direction. If you want to do LEDs, there's a bunch of them that you can do too. The limit for an LED is really, there is no limit. So the limit is, can I get it inside the glass? And every LED that's going to go into this socket can make it in this glass. And that's going to be a T4. So you'll notice if you do a search online, like on Amazon or something like that, 1001 bulbs or any of those places, or even Google, you're going to notice you're going to have a range from 1.5 watts up to 4 watts available for that bulb. A 4-watt T4 bulb, 4 watts, is going to be giving you the equivalent light output of about a 60-watt bulb. And then it kind of goes down from there. So you could do a 4-watt, 3-watt, 2.5 watt down to a 1 watt. A 1 watt, I believe, is about a 20-watt equivalent. And those bulbs are available as dimmable bulbs too. You have to make sure you really look at that listing if you're on Amazon or something, if it's dimmable or non-dimmable. Very, very important. I always talk about the color of light on these bulbs too. So 2700 Kelvin, like I talked about on a halogen, but you can get these bulbs, LEDs, in that 2700 Kelvin. It's going to be super yellow. Way on the other side of that is called daylight, and that's going to be sounds like a warm light. It's not a warm light. That's a cold blue-white hospital waiting room light. That's 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 on the Kelvin scale. In the middle of all that is the light that we use in our showroom. That is called warm white in the LED world. That is 3,000 Kelvin or 3,000 K. The light coming down on my hands, this is 3000 K. It's a beautiful warm light. It looks just like an incandescent light. People coming into our showroom think these are all incandescents, and they're not. They're LEDs, but we zero in on that nice warm 3000 Kelvin. So if you're going online to look for the bulb for this, what I would probably do is I would look for a T4. Actually, you know what? Put into the search, put in GY 6.35 and then space T4, let's say 4 watt, 3000 Kelvin, and you should be fine. So I want to touch on Hubbardton Forge's glass for just a second. Hubbardton Forge's opal glass is not just another piece of white glass. This is actually hand-blown glass. All of their glass is hand-blown. And to begin with, it's actually a clear piece of glass to start with. And then they come in, they blow a second layer on the inside of white glass. Then they come back and they do a third step where they sandblast the entire outside. So you'll notice when you get these in your hands, they actually have layers of glass on them on the end. You can see them on these two pieces. And it gives it this really soft, semi-transparent, kind of milky quality. It's a soft glowing piece. Really, really pretty. You know, they're really obsessed about details at Hubbardton Forge, and a lot of people don't. I don't think they appreciate it out in the world, but you appreciate it because that's why you guys are here watching this video. There you go. Let's get into metal finishes now. If you're on our website, HandmadeInVermont.com, do me a favor, look over on the left-hand side of the screen. You're going to see a lot of red tabs over there. One is going to be the Finishes Help Guide. When you're done with this video, go over there and open that up for me, and you're going to see a video at the top of that page of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton Forge finishes and how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be referencing a color chart just below the video, so scroll down a little bit, you'll see that chart. You'll notice there are pictures that have the letter A on them, pictures that have the letter B on them, and I'm going to be talking about that range you can see in variance on there in that video. So it's really important to watch the video, use that chart. When you're done with all that, come back down to that chart. You can click on any of those pictures and see a lot more samples of Hubbardton Forge fixtures in that finish. If you want to see a bunch of stuff in dark smoke, click on dark smoke. If you want to see a bunch of stuff in vintage platinum, do the same, and so on and so on and so on. That's a great way for you to see a lot of Hubbardton Forge stuff in different finishes and really take advantage of that, okay? So our showroom in Vermont has over 350 Hubbardton Forge fixtures spread across 2 floors. We have a What's On display page on our website. It's going to be back in the red tabs over there. A lot of good things in that section. Check out. So when you open that up, you'll see it's all divided up into different sections like dining pendants and outdoor lighting. We're always adding to that. This is the biggest showroom in the world of Hubbardton Forge. They don't even have a showroom like this. Nobody does. And they use this as their showroom when you guys come to Vermont to visit us. So lots and lots to see here. You can see all the different glass, all the different finishes, all the different fabrics, all of those things. In addition to that, we have a clearance center. So the clearance center stuff are returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. That's an amazing deal for you. If you guys want to take advantage of that, you have to come here to Vermont to see us. And when you do me a favor, measure all the kind of things about your project and what you guys are doing. So the most important thing is measure your ceiling heights to begin with. Measure distances between junction boxes and like windows and ceilings and those kind of things. So if you're looking at sconces on the wall, you can see if they're going to fit for you. If you're doing pendants over a kitchen island, measure the distances between those junction boxes. Widths of tables, kitchen tables, dining tables, lengths of tables, islands, all that good stuff. And also do a couple more things. If you guys have some tablets or iPads lying around, take pictures of all these things. Take pictures of the kitchen, take pictures of the projects you're doing. Bring that in so we can kind of go through those pictures together and we'll be able to see what you guys are up to, okay? And also the boxes and clearance stuff, for clearance stuff, are basically packed for shipping. Don't forget, these were supposedly shipped out. So the boxes tend to be on the bigger side, so bring a decent size SUV if you want to take stuff home. It's a really good opportunity for you. When you buy your Hubbardton Forge fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. There's no tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont. We're the only dealer that offers 90-day returns and no restocking fees. That's 3 months after you receive something to send it back, and there's no restocking fee on that. Some larger items and custom things, and it's usually going to be big things on pallets, are going to be non-returnable. It'll always tell you on the page for an item if that is the case, so always keep an eye out for that. And we also offer a rush program. So to get all these different metal finishes, Hubbardton Forge doesn't stock. They generally take about 3 to 4 weeks to get product out. We can cut that time in half, and it's really, really inexpensive. If you want to know more about that, just drop me a quick email and I can clue you in on details, okay? So our showroom in Vermont is open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. If you want to drop a quick email, you can do that all the time. And that's going to be at sales@HandmadeInVermont.com, and we spell out the word Vermont. Or you can call me during business hours, 802-446-2400. So thank you for stopping in today, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.